Final thoughts. Moving beyond reparations toward real unity and progress. Welcome back once again to Spin Cycle America, where we talk about what is happening in the world today. We just have a conversation right down the middle, trying not to pick a side. I'm your host, Todd. Just remember, tomorrow you will want to listen to my Father's Day special, a tribute to fathers. Learn when it came to be, and how it started. Today we'll finish up with my series on reparations. Hey everyone, again, today is day 7, the final episode in our week-long series on reparations debate. Over the past 6 days, we've covered how most modern Americans, including many whites and black citizens, have no direct ancestral connection to U.S. slavery due to massive post-1865 immigration, Civil War sacrifices that already paid an enormous price, the trillion-dollar cost and practical nightmares, why race-based payments would likely violate the 14th Amendment, Equal Protection Clause, better alternative focuses on education, family structure, safety, and opportunity, the grievance industry, and the benefits from keeping division alive, and why lineage claims don't hold up when compared to other historical wrongs. So today, let's wrap it up with a clear conclusion and a positive vision for the future. So, quick summary why reparations don't work. Reparations as race-based cash transfers or mass wealth redistribution fail on multiple levels. So they are unfair to millions of Americans who are nothing who had nothing to do with slavery. They are impractical, impossible to fairly decide who pays and who receives without massive bureaucracy and fraud. They are likely unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment. Has anyone ever really looked at this through the eyes of the 14th Amendment or read the 14th Amendment? So the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, ratified in 1868 during Reconstruction, guarantees birthright citizenship, prohibits states from denying any person due process of law, and requires equal protection of the laws. So let me go over that last part. Equal protection of the laws. So that requires that states must provide or govern impartiality, not granting favors to individuals or denying rights to others. It has formed the bedrock of landmark civil rights case, including Brown versus Board of Education. So that's where that came to be, where it doesn't, where it's equal protection clause, where it doesn't grant favors to any individuals or groups of people. They distract from proven solutions like school choice, stronger family, and economic growth. And they fuel grievance industry that profit from resentment rather than results. Slavery was horrific, and it was a horrific chapter in American history. So don't get me wrong. We should never forget history. We should never forget and minimize the suffering. But turning that history into permanent racial or radical racial storekeeping 160 years later helps no one. History should never be forgotten. It should be remembered so we do not do it again. The positive vision, colorblind. America's strength has always come from judging people as individuals, not as members of racial groups. Remember that. We've seen real progress. The black middle class has grown dramatically since the civil rights era. Black entrepreneurship, home ownership among married couples and income is stronger than ever. Strong economic has risen. Record low black unemployment happened in recent years before certain political shifts. Task forward isn't more division through reparation, it's excellent education for every child through real school choice. And I've mentioned that before in the past. School choice is what's going to help us. There's several states, mainly Democratic run states, that don't believe in school choice. Stronger families supporting two-parent homes without government penalties. Safer communities through smart criminal justice that reduce violent crimes. Economic opportunity, pro-growth political job training, and removing barriers to work and businesses. I keep mentioning these over and over. The problem is they seem to land on deaf ears. And I know I try to stay on the middle ground, but this has to lean a little bit to the left because that is who's pushing to keep the black communities in check and not let them grow. But but stating they can't do certain things, saying they are not smart enough, that is BS. Look around. They hold public offices. They are generals in the military. They are our leaders. They are sports heroes we look up to and emulate. We need to stop listening to the rhetoric that is being spread around by the top and by the left. These solutions are all Americans regardless of race. They treat people with dignity and agencies instead of perpetual victims and villains based on skin color. Stop claiming victims. The danger of racial grievance in politics. Constantly demanding reparations and emphasizing group guilt keeps Americans looking backwards instead of building together. It erodes trust and national cohesiveness. It keeps nations divided and builds more hate than unity. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. famously said, we should judge people by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. The principle built that the civil rights movement remains the best guide today. The problem is that statements seem to have fallen by the wayside. I heard someone in the past state this: white people are not allowed to quote or mention Dr. Martin Luther King. What this had told me when I heard that statement was that they no longer were believing in his words, that they didn't want to be told the truth, or they didn't want to hear the truth. Dr. Martin Luther King spread the word. He spread the truth. He was the truth. Judge people by the character, by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. And that is scary when people are starting to forget about what famous people like Dr. Martin Luther King are saying. True justice means equal rules under the law and equal opportunity, not equal outcomes enforced by government redistribution. So in conclusion, and call to action. In conclusion, reparations for slavery based on race are unfair, unworkable, counterproductive. The best way to honor the past is to create a better future through principles and unite them rather than divide us. America isn't but remains the great America isn't perfect but remains the greatest engine of opportunity the world has ever seen. Let's focus on expanding that opportunity for every individual, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, and anyone else, and everyone else. Thank you for watching this entire series. I know this topic is emotional and controversial, but facts and logic matters more than feelings. What was your biggest takeaway from this week? Which day helped you the most? Drop your respectful comments and thoughts below. I read them. If you found value in this series, please like and subscribe below. Turn on the notifications and share with your friends and family who uh, who want facts over politics. The best. This has been a reputation on reparations series. Let me know in your comments what topics you want want covered next, and I'll definitely go over those. Our next series is going to be on election fraud and how we can prevent that and what is out there. So please tune into that. That'll start tomorrow, as well as I will also have a YouTube video on Father's Day special also. So go ahead and tune into both of those. They'll be on both of my channels. So God bless America. Thank you again for watching. I will see you in the next video on Spin Cycle America. You all have an outstanding